Hello once again, my lovelies. I'm back. I've done some side missions and got Sten in the crew so we can hear what he's going to say over the bridge. Wow, that was unexpected. It always triggers. Okay, maybe I didn't notice that I already done it. All right, well, I go ahead and turn in those missions.
The path of righteousness is full of hardship, but the Maker smiles upon its travelers. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath. All was silent in prayer and thanks.
So he is quoting from the Chant of Light. He is a chanter, which means he can only speak the words of the Chant of Light. So there's just some scripture for you if you're interested. Was there something in here that I was supposed to get? No, I think those missions were it. So I think I am ready to leave this one-horse town. But there are a couple of things more that I've deliberately avoided just so that I can get them on camera, because they're not actual side missions. They have to do with just the overarching plot, sort of. So we'll go this way and actually run into these people.
We done heard what was said. You're a warden. I don't know if you killed King Kalen, and make her forgive me, I don't care. But that bounty on your head could feed a lot of hungry bellies. Attack!
Yeah, these poor people. Don't you know who you're attacking, bro? You're not going to survive this. Sorry, mate. I don't know what made you think that you could, but...
Victoria!
We get to hear what Sten says when he's fighting, which is a bunch of Kunari talk. Yeah, and I never did really practice getting better with using the keybinds on this game. There's just, in the end, there's going to be way too many spells, and I won't have enough keybinds for them, so I figure why even try. So that was just to show that, yes, I'm being hunted on account of being a Grey Warden. Just the first of many people who will try to attack me. Foolishly, I might add. And since there's nothing else left for me to do in the town, this is the way out, and we're just going to see what's going on here.
Someone help us!
Yes, we'll help you, mate. Here's some Darkspawn. Again, as usual, they're going to be everywhere. It's kind of the whole central conflict of the game, other than Lothering being a butt.
Let's make this quick. Still has won the day.
Okay.
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged.
You're welcome.
The name's Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
It's a bit complicated, but you're welcome to come along.
Complicated? Somehow I imagine that only says half of it. Thank you for the offer. There may be more excitement on your path than is good for my boy and me. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
And that's the end of Lothering. I need to loot some stuff here, but I'm going to make my way out. There's really not anything else I can do for these people. So, unfortunately, their village is about to be obliterated. Hopefully they make it out of time. I have no control over it. Lothering didn't bother to leave them any troops, so
Very well.
I'm going to lay that squarely on Loghain's shoulders. I don't have any troops to leave.
It shall be done.
Okay, that's all the looting. On towards the next location. Gather your party and venture forth, yes. Bye-bye, Lothering.
Bad dreams, huh?
It seems so real.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The Archdemon? Is that the dragon?
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too.
Thank you, Alistair. I appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for. To deliver unpleasant news and witty one-liners. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
So, something he said struck me before in a way that it didn't before, which is, like, I always heard, yes, some of the older Grey Wardens can understand the Archdemon. I just passed that on. But there really should be people interviewing older Grey Wardens to find out what the Archdemon is saying, because that's got to be fascinating. I mean, I guess it doesn't take too much to figure out that the Archdemon is pressing the troops, being the Darkspawn, to march, to attack. So maybe it wouldn't be that fascinating, but still, there could be all sorts of things in that dialogue that we might want to know. The other thing, which it's sort of implied here, is that Grey Wardens are basically Darkspawn, but not in control. Not under the control of the Archdemon. And still mostly are basically human, but somehow drinking the blood sort of makes you a kind of pseudo-Darkspawn. In my opinion, anyway. No one has really outright said that. But here we go. Here's Sandal again, and...
It's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennick at
Bodon,
your
not
service
Sandal.
once again. I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met. Is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not.
That's not what you said earlier,
I'm
man.
perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
You're free to stay. Just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the kind lady, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. You should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
All right, I'm just going to talk to him to get that notice away from his head.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
Farewell. I will have my weapons enchanted, but not right now. I would rather talk to some people. This guy has a mission over his head, but I'm not going to talk to him on camera. Let's see how my boy Alistair's doing.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
That doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
He had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
No, I understand completely.
Of course. I'd be dead then, wouldn't I? It's not like that would make him happier. I think he came from Hyeba, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
No, not really. Not since I went to the tower.
That must have felt a lot like when I got sent to the Chantry. You mages don't even get a say in the matter, after all. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Anytime, Alistair. Alright, Alistair approves, +5. Alright, let's see what Leliana has to say.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell. And the darkness drew me in.
You dreamed of the blight?
I suppose I did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the blight devours everything?
The Chantry says the Maker has left us.
He's still here. I hear him in the wind and the waves. I feel him in the sunlight that warms my skin. I know what the Chantry says about the Maker, and what should I believe? What I feel in my heart, or what other happy...
Little bit of glitch there, but what she's supposed to have said was what I feel in my heart or what others tell me. So, my answer to her is, believe what feels right to you, Leliana.
Thank you. It's nice to find someone who agrees. I know what I'm fed, and no one will ever make that untrue.
Yeah, a little bit of audio glitch there. Sometimes that happens with my mods. Let's have a talk with our good pal, Sten.
Why are we stopping?
I think we should talk for a moment.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Are you all right? You were in that cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
I've never seen a Kunari before. Tell me about your people.
No.
No? Why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Oof. Harsh burn there, Sten. You said you were in the army.
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, human.
What do you mean by that?
My people have been at war since the moment we set foot in the Northern Islands.
So the Kunari don't come from the islands.
We do now.
Who are you fighting?
The enemy is everywhere. The jungle itself, vipers, hunting cats, even some of the flowers can kill the unwary. But always there is the Imperium and the Talvashoth.
Why are you fighting the Imperium?
Because they fight us, of course. The Tevinter want nothing more than our absence. They tell us this with magic and steel and death. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
What's your hurry?
What a strange language you speak. You say hurry, where I would say duty.
It's not your duty to handle the Blight, though.
No, it is yours, and you are chatting with me instead.
We should get moving.
As you wish.
Oh, Sten. And still he approves +2. Ah, Sten, my one true love. I can't romance him, though. Alright, let's... last talk of the day, we'll talk to Morrigan.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
Have you ever been hunted by the Chantry?
My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes. By Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
Fun? You found it fun?
I found the game fun. I was too young to understand the truth behind what was happening. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Surely more would have followed.
Sometimes. Eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Do you still think that was fun?
I think that my mother made it fun so that a child did not learn to fear. And I think that it was necessary. There are no trials for apostates, no prisons, no mercy. There are only absolutes, so only survival matters. If the wilds have taught me anything, 'tis this. First, you must survive. Do you disagree?
Not really. I agree with her. You're probably right.
An interesting answer for a mage. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
And Morrigan approves. One of her rare times of approving. All right, so I'm over my 15 minutes. I'll go ahead and stop us for now. And when next up, I will choose a destination. Bye-bye.